From Hutton Arena on the campus of Hamline University, we proudly present the annual Pat Paterson Thanksgiving Tip-Off. First of two games coming your way, we've got the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights from Class 2A against the Como Park Cougars in Class 3A. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Peden, joined by 2009 state tournament champion and new head coach at Heritage Academy, Ahmil Jihad. And you've been hanging around the sport a long time, Ahmil, and you've seen these two teams throughout the years. What should we expect with this matchup?
Actually, I'm pretty excited. It'll be my first game of the year, high school game that is. And it sounds like Kenyon-Wanamingo is upper class heavy. So we'll see if they're ready to go here with, I don't know, about a week and a half, 2 weeks of workouts under their belt. And then to see the growth and development with the young kids of Como Park.
You spoke of Kenyon-Wanamingo. Most of their kids are coming off a state volleyball tournament run. They finished third, so they had 2 days off, went right into basketball, but as you said, a senior-heavy team. Some players to watch include Mara Kwam and Megan Flum.
Yeah, Kenyon-Wanamingo, if you look at the stat sheet from top to bottom, very sound, solid, have not met the coaching staff, don't know a whole lot about that program, but again, real excited to see what they have to offer against the Como Park speed and athleticism.
And speed and athleticism have defined Como over the last few years, including last year when they reached the Class 3A bracket for the first time. Andrea Adams is gone. She's at St. John's. A lot of younger faces are going to take over. In the words of Coach Carter, there will be a new leading scorer this season for the Cougars.
Yeah, as you look at the roster, you have Michaela on there, you have Rain on there. Both kids started last year, and then the big kid underneath, Elena. So somebody's got to step up and look to put in some work this year.
We'll find out who does just that. The starting lineups are coming up in a moment. You're watching the Pat Paterson Thanksgiving Tip-Off. And we rejoin you here at Hutton Arena, the birthplace of intercollegiate basketball, and this facility has hosted the Thanksgiving Tip-Off for several years. I know you took part in this event a few times with Minneapolis South. And what is it about this event that has so many teams participating on an annual basis?
Well, the attraction, in my opinion, Mike, is it's based right out of the city, metro area. So all the city coaches, metro area coaches, local schools, MIACs, and whatnot can come out and kind of see what you have to offer as a program. So, again, the attraction is being in front of family and friends and local schools.
Let's take a look at the starting five for both teams. For the Como Park Cougars, the designated home team, Rain Adams, the 5'2 junior guard, will get the start, along with Autumn Tucker, the 5' junior guard, Michaela Van Nett, the 5'5 junior guard, Elena Jones, the 5'11 sophomore center, and Zarina Cementelli, the 6' junior center. Kenyon-Wanamingo will start. Casey Doomer, number 2, she's a senior. Number 11, Mara Kwam, she's a senior. Megan Flum, number 13, another senior. Tess Hokinson, the lone junior in the starting group, number 20. And Savannah Blease, number 23. Kenyon having some success. They got to the Class 2A final back in 2014. They were defeated soundly by a New Richland squad that had Carly Wagner in her senior season. And I spoke with Brent Lurkin before this match, and he said the prospects for this Kenyon-Wanamingo team are quite positive. He feels they have a good chance of getting back to state. And for Como Park, Alexis Gray Lawson in her second season, having a lot of experience playing at California, playing with the Phoenix Mercury for 2 years. She also recently became a mother. She's got a 3-month-old son, and she's told me that she's already planning for him to attend California or Stanford. Kenyon beat Mounds View yesterday to open the season. Como Park lost to Bloomington Kennedy in a game they led by 16. And in the words of Alexis Gray Lawson, Como lost their footing in the second half and Kennedy took advantage. And the tip-off is won by the Cougars. And we'll get this underway. Autumn Tucker has played varsity for the last several years. Her first year as a starter. Jones going inside, goes up against Megan Flum, and
that's what we need to see out of Jones. She's got to be consistent in order to give Como Park a chance to be successful here. She's got to be consistent.
Como takes the 2-0 lead. And our first foul is called.
Yeah, three-man crew. 1 minute, less than 1 minute into the game, and we get a hand check.
Three on the way. Rims out from Savannah Blease, and it's picked up by the Cougars.
And one of the kids had a big night last night. Is that Blease or?
Quam had a big night, although
okay.
Blease had 13 points.
Okay.
And was an all-conference honoree in the Hiawatha Valley last year.
Kenyon-Wanamingo favors that three ball. That was Quam launching one from the corner. She's very small in stature.
Quam, the smallest member of the team. But she's got a big three-point shot, and Kenyon gets on the board.
They don't hesitate with that. They let that thing fly, so it'll be pretty interesting. Jones has got to look to score. Rain making it rain here.
I'm sure she's heard that a few times. Rain Adams, the younger sister of Andrea, has a twin brother who plays on the football team. Kenyon swinging it around. Three on the way is strong. That came from Megan Flum. And Elena Jones picks it up.
You got to push the ball here.
Rain looking to do just that. Stops, pops, hits the rainbow.
Pretty nice. Talked to Dad earlier. Sounds like he's out in Vegas watching Andrea. So he had a lot of good things to say.
In fact, both the Adams parents are over there.
Whoa.
Elena Jones swipes it away. And then Blease steals it right back. And one.
Wow.
Tess Hokinson coming up strong against a double team.
Wow.
The top 8 scorers and all 5 starters are back for the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights this year. Hokinson completes the three-point play.
Trying to figure out who got that last foul.
Well, I know who got that three-pointer. They haven't tabulated fouls here.
Yeah, I thought they were going to utilize the scoreboard. They have a beautiful scoreboard here.
But it's a fast-paced start to this one, 10-6. And Como looking to push it even further. Van Nett and one.
There it goes. Got to make that defense pay when they walk back. You got to make them pay a little bit.
Michaela Van Nett, nicknamed Boo Boo, was given to her by her father. And one of her idols is Shawnee Schimmel. A lot of folks expect that Michaela Van Nett's going to take over some of the scoring load with Andrea now a St. John's Red Storm. Van Nett averaged about 18 points a game last year.
And then tonight she leads all scorers with 6 currently, so we'll see what happens with that. With 3 threats on the floor here with Elena and Rain and Boo Boo.
Michaela had 25 points yesterday against Kennedy, although 22 of them came in the second half. Mara Kwam scoring for the Knights. She's up to 5. Tucker for 3. Short. Rebound to Blease. Here's Flum. And she's fouled by Rain. Megan Flum has yet to score. Her 3rd year on the varsity roster. That was Mark Kwam, actually. I thought it was Flum. But Kwam makes both.
All the Kenyon-Wanamingo kids here, Mike, have very good form and rotation. Spend a lot of time on shooting, which is very clear and evident.
And it helps when most of your roster has played with each other for several years. As Kwam gets the steal, and the coast-to-coast finish. She has a quick 9. And it's 13-12. A quick start to this one.
Extending the defense out a little bit, staying with the 2-3.
Vanette can't get the 3. But that is her sweet spot. Kenyon looking to push. It's Kwam again.
You got to rebound. There you go. There you go, young lady.
That's number 30. Linda Mitchell, one of the new players for Como Park this year.
Now, what year on Mitchell there?
Mitchell's a freshman.
Okay.
And Alexis Gray Lawson had high praise for her freshman class this year. Autumn Tucker missing the 3.
Tucker's got a lot of speed. I don't know why she's not attacking the bucket here.
Rain Adams
with a steal.
steals.
Yeah, ref doesn't call
Gets
anything.
own rebound.
Wow.
She's 5'2", but she doesn't play like it.
She's got 2 boards and a steal here.
And in the words of her head coach, if you ask Rain to run into a wall, she'll reply with how fast.
Makes a lot of sense. She gets after it.
Well, Quentin Johnson, the head coach at Kennedy, likens Rain to a shorter version as Vanette misses the 3. Likens Rain Adams to a shorter version of Kanisha Bell, who's now with the Gophers. And hasn't lost any of her speed.
I don't know if I like that last shot by Vanette. I think they could have got a better shot on that. You got to be patient. Now Kenyon-Wanamingo comes back down and gets a layup.
And nobody was containing Morgan Barrow.
It's the thing, you got to be careful, especially with high school ball. Kids get excited and make a couple of shots, and then they're launching them from all over. You got to be careful. You got to run your zone sets here.
Burrow gets on the board. Kenyon up 14-13. Another new player in for the Cougars. Number 21, Ajare Jackson. Jones for 3. Bullseye.
Biggest kid in the gym shooting 3s. Why not?
That seems to be the trend in girls hoops these days. The post players extending the range. Hitting the baseline, Jay.
Everybody's got the, what do you call it, the Joel Embiid fever.
Joel Embiid. You know, Candace Parker likes to go out
wow.
there sometimes. Vanette missing the drive.
Wow. Yeah, Joel Embiid shooting a lot of 3s for 76ers on the men's side, NBA. And then Porzingis, I noticed last night he banged a couple 3s. So the 3-ball is popular, and I'm sure the kids are watching that stuff at night.
And they see what the Golden State Warriors have been doing the last couple of years.
Oh, good defense. He gets a jump ball from 40 feet away. He calls a jump. Wow. It's a very good defensive effort there. Let's see if Kenyon-Wanamingo is going to be patient. got a pressure here. Como going man.
With no shot clock, they can afford to be patient. Maddie McCauley's number 3, one of the players in for the Knights.
So you got to force the action. And now she's got to go at them somehow. Use a Euro, stop and pop.
Rain
I'll
can't
take
get the
that.
bounce.
Just don't foul. She's got to be smart. She can't do that this year.
Especially with Rain expecting to get more time on the floor, playing the 2-guard position. There's a new player in for the Knights, number 24. Her name's not on the roster, so I will fetch that at halftime. And a traveling violation on Morgan Burrow. Kenyon-Wanamingo's already put in 9 players. Jackson for 3. Got it! Azure Jackson gets on the board.
Wow.
A foul's called on Jackson.
Wow. Interesting. Now that's 3 ticky-tack fouls here. 3-man crew. So looks like Como Park's got a short bench. Or should I say they're short with experience. So we'll see what happens if the officials continue to call it like that on their end.
It's a young team. They graduated just 2 seniors last year, Andrea and Rebecca Hausman, who was injured and unable to play during the postseason run.
So all you got to do is pressure the ball a little bit and see what happens. I don't know if these guys see any type of pressure and speed like this on the regular, but second game of the year, I would be all over these kids.
And that's something on Alexis Gray-Lawson has really instilled for this Como Park program since she took over, bringing up speed, defensive pressure, and sometimes it gets them into fouls, but it means a lot more opportunities for fast breaks. Elena Jones, board.
Now that's what I'm talking about there. That's the Draymond Green factor, if you will. She's got to impose her will tonight in order for them to be successful. See what I'm saying? Get that ball out. Let's run. Azure's got to get open.
Vanette drives, comes up strong.
Yeah, Azure didn't help her at all. Jackson should have got open on the wing.
And that's something that may come with time. Azure Jackson, a senior, but doesn't have a lot of varsity experience.
Yeah, I noticed she was sitting out last year. I don't know what happened with that, and here we go again. Another foul. They're piling up.
And that's on Linda Mitchell.
Is it like 7-1 now?
6-1.
Wow.
So Kenyon will be in the bonus the rest of the way for the first half.
6-1, and I can guarantee you probably half of those fouls are tic-tac, hand check, breathing on the wrist type fouls.
Kenyon in trouble.
Oh, Azure's got to move her feet.
She was lucky
he
she
still
didn't get
came
called
up
for
with the
foul
rebound.
Yeah.
Oh, he gives him a foul. The ref bails
Wow.
him out with a foul. Interesting.
I thought Jackson was going to take for one.
Exactly. Or either a travel. I think we're in for an interesting night here. I'm hoping these got the same crew as they're going to do the second game. Hopefully they'll bring in another crew.
They usually do for each game. And in the case of Como, they don't have a beacon of leadership in Asia Shepherd. She will not return until Monday.
Okay.
Vanette drains the 3.
She can flat out shoot that thing. I have her down for 9 points.
And you'd be correct. That's what I've got her at. And a steal. Jackson comes up with it. Finds Tucker.
Tucker's got it.
Here we go.
32's got a box out. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
And instead it's a foul. Watson called for the push, and Kenyon will shoot 1-1.
Oh, my goodness. Like I said, we're in for an interesting night.
You think this was interesting? Last year I was at the Twin Cities games, and the girls' games all ran excessively long. The varsity game between Como and Southwest didn't start until an hour after the originally scheduled tip-off, and the game itself went nearly 2 hours, because it was a very tightly called game. All three games were actually.
You know, it's kind of interesting because what I would do back in the day when I was coaching our girls team at Minneapolis South, we would always prepare and bring in boys or either go 7-on-5 to prepare ourselves against pressure, against quicker teams, against stronger teams. We'd always do that. But there's nothing you can do to prepare against a three-man crew that's just calling, making some calls that are not there. That's a good call.
And that's going to be foul on Tucker.
Now, if they're going to put her at the line, I don't know. It looks like they're going to put her on the line.
It's called a shooting foul.
All right.
So Mara Kwamo has 9 points, can add to her total. You know, I was trying to figure out why Taylor Hill was so good at getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, we used to
and
go.
that 7-on-5 must have been the trick.
7-on-5, no blood, no foul. Try and play through that because you're not going to get that call, especially if you're playing out of the metro area. So you just got to kind of prepare yourselves. And again, this is why I love this tournament, because it's in the metro. You would hope that most of the officials have seen what an athlete looks like, you know, on a college floor. Very, very athletic kid. Oh, in and out.
That's a different kind of in and out.
Yeah, looks like she was doing some footwork here with some ladders.
You have to give credit to Mara Kwam, though, going for the deflection. Didn't quite come up with it, but Brent Lurkin's not going to shake his head at that at all. You like to see that kind of effort. Jones goes up, banks it in.
That's what she's got to do. She's got to do that. I have her for 4 points?
I've got her at 7 unofficially.
Okay.
Next time you come, I'll make sure to get a second score sheet for you.
All right.
Please.
Nice move. That's a nice move.
And she'll shoot 2.
Doing the right thing, just attacking the bucket or either a lot of up fakes against athletic teams. It's a smart move.
As we noted, Blease, an all-conference recipient in the Hiawatha Valley. Kenyon as a whole, in the last 4 years, have either been an academic all-section or all-state award recipient. And over half the team plays 3 sports. Blease makes both free throws, and Kenyon doing a bang-up job from the free throw line thus far, and that's keeping them in this. It's a 24-20 game in favor of the Cougars.
I would still argue, Mike, that Tucker has to do more here, especially with Rain on the bench. You can't expect Van Nett to carry the load here. It looks like Jackson's going to try and do what she can, but Tucker's got to use her speed. She's just hanging out. Can't hang out in the varsity contest. So she's got to add that ball.
Blease was hounded by Jackson, and Jones comes up with a steal. Here she comes. She's going to push and come up short.
You got to use a jump stop.
And a foul. That's going to send Michaela Watson to the line, and I think Como got a break there.
Now, what year would is this a freshman here?
Michaela is a junior,
wow.
But she didn't play at all last year. We're seeing a lot of new faces for the Cougars, not just the freshmen. Watson gets on the board.
She's got to watch that foul line. I thought she broke it. And looks like the ref wasn't paying attention.
But Watson's part of a junior class that Gray Lawson feels could be one of the best in the state.
She broke it again. This time he calls it.
They caught it that time.
Wow. I guess he had a sip of coffee during that last.
It's the opening weekend for everybody.
A little rough around the edges. Let's see what happens here.
So Watson's going to have to keep an eye out for that if she goes back to the line. You don't see that too often, though.
I kind of saw it here.
Blease.
Nice.
Shimmies her way to the rim.
She's being aggressive with it. That's a good move.
And it's a three-point game again. Van Nett playing some point guard now.
Got to get a shot off here.
She tries the runner, but that's strong.
Go up
Rebound
strong.
Watson. Jones goes up and will shoot two. But I think you were saying, going up for it. I saw Watson kind of fade away on that putback attempt.
Yeah, both kids faded on that. Jones is a really good player, in my opinion. That's why I noted that early in my notes. She's got to be a force. As a sophomore coming out, trying to initiate yourself and kind of trying to find your groove within the system. I think she can really do it because she's got good size.
And you were mentioning Draymond Green earlier. Alexis Gray Lawson likens Elena Jones to Draymond Green. They try not to emulate the Warriors in every aspect, but they do watch a lot of film and study Golden State sets.
It'd be interesting to talk with Coach Lawson after the game and see what's what here. I really like to pick her brain and see what's going to happen next with this group because she's going to have to coach them all the way through. I think there's going to be certain times where Van Nett and then, of course, Rain can kind of create their own shots. But for the rest of the kids, what do they do against these different defenses and the junk zones that you're going to see? What type of composure are they going to have?
Como calls timeout, and not only will Alexis have to navigate the team throughout the season, they're going to get a lot of high-caliber opponents to make that navigation. They're going to face Holy Angels later this season, the defending 3A champions. That's going to be a tough one. Ahmil is really liking this music. I hope everybody would like this kind of music as we go back to the early 90s. But some other opponents Como will face, they'll get Cromwell Wright, one of the top competitors in Class A. They'll get Hopkins on Martin Luther King Day, and they're always in the thick of it in Class 4A. So a pretty good assortment of non-conference opponents for the Cougars, and they will end the regular season with a visit to Minnehaha Academy, a perennial 2A contender.
Okay, back to action, Mike. That's enough dancing.
You were dancing. I was rattling off useless schedule trivia.
You gotta mix it up. Next time out, we'll do the mannequin challenge.
Van Nett throws it away, and Quam will get the fast break bucket. Quam up to 13.
Here we go. 3-point game, and 4 and some change left. Now the turnovers are going to start to play a role here. So that's right around 4 or 5 turnovers for Black. So I don't know if you want to keep doing that. It's not going to help. Oh, great pass.
And Rain with the finish.
That's a great pass.
Van Nett going to pull Kenyon to sleep there. You thought she was going to drive. Instead, she gets the skip off to Rain. 3 on the way. Is good. Casey Doomer gets on the board. And it's a 2-point game, 29-27.
It's still a 2-3. They're sending one kid way out of half court. It's kind of a junk defense, but Como's got to be smart and attack that thing. I mean, Jones is settling for that elbow shot. I don't know if I want her shooting it. I'd get something in the paint.
When Joan gets in there, we've seen a couple of times, Kenyon's had a hard time stopping her. And that's going to be a foul on Jackson, so Blease will shoot 2. Kenyon in the double bonus. It didn't take long for this group to switch from volleyball to basketball, and Brent Lurkin credits the seniors on Kenyon-Wanamingo's team for setting the tone and getting everyone on track. On the plus side, you don't have to worry about your athletes being in shape. Jumping from one sport to the next. As Bleets makes both free throw, or one of two, I should say. But it is a 1-point game now.
Got to get good shots here.
Tucker, long two.
See, she's not helping us at all.
Van Nett,
Whack out.
corner three.
Tickle the twine.
You're having fun with the microphone, aren't you?
Absolutely. I love doing this, Mike. We're going to have to do more of this.
Oh, I'll be doing more games.
I just love to see kids excel at their highest, and it looks like Michaela's just really taking that leadership role, comes up with a steal.
She's up to 14. She could add to that total here. Will she take it herself? She'll draw the foul and shoot two.
And she's got to finish that. You got to finish that shot. Because I think it's important, that comes with the territory as far as being a leader. I mean, you got to walk the walk,
And that's something
really
I think
important.
we'll see more of as the season moves along. And that's something Alexis Gray-Lawson pointed out. He said what Michaela really shined the most during the practices the last couple of weeks was her vocal leadership. The last couple of years, she was a shy figure and not a very telegenic presence in post-game interviews when I would do Como games, but this year, she really likes the flow that she's seen out of her scrimmages. And she says Michaela's more of a talker now. And with Andrea gone, you're going to need more of that. She makes one of two. Como pushes the lead to 5, and Michaela bringing the pressure to get the steal.
Nice
Gets it
kick
off.
out.
Tucker with a fake, gets bumped. Rain loses it. Kwam again. She's got breakaway speed and gets another fast break deuce. She's up to 15. And a steal.
Wow.
Bleets goes up and one.
Man, it's a lot of love. She worked for it, so I don't have a problem with it. You give her the and one. Como gets nothing on the other end. I see Coach Lawson kind of giving the ref an earful about that. Yeah. Playing in your own backyard, and you can't even get a few tic-tac calls here. It's crazy. Be patient.
Jones, elbow J. And that will go to Kenyon. 33 all with 1:46 left. One of the higher scoring games we've seen, at least in a half in these tip-off games.
If Kenyon-Wanamingo can kind of weather the storm here, Mike, and deal with the pressure, I think they'll be okay. They're getting more and more confident. And Tucker, she's got to contribute. She's got to do something.
She bounces over the Rain. Rain recovers in time for the score. That bounce pass was a little off. I thought Rain was going to bobble it. But she holds her own.
Low pressure. That's all it takes. Oh, Ajere. Oh, nice block.
Jones got called for the foul.
That's a nice block. I like that block. That's a nice block.
I think that's a move, even though Jones got hit with a foul, that's a move you could live with because Jones is trying to get the stop.
So 10-5 on the fouls, and I think Jones has 2 of those fouls?
I believe so.
Oh.
I'll confirm that at halftime.
Well, it looks like she's coming out, and I'm going to go back with Watson, I believe.
It appears that way.
Nice form, nice rotation, finish on the toes, beef mechanics, balance, elbows, eyes, follow through. It's very clear and evident these kids work on shooting. Look at that. Elbow above the eyes, break the gooseneck. Wow.
And that puts Savannah Bleets up to 10 points.
Very consistent. I like what I see out of KW. Looks like the fans are having a good time down here. You got a couple guys haven't sat down yet.
1 minute to play in the first.
Got neat spacing here.
Rain, long three. Can't bank it.
Got to get back. Tucker, a senior. Oh, wow. Hold on to it, Ajere.
Quam clutched. I thought she might have been called for traveling.
Oh, nice move.
Rain.
In and
Oh!
out. You got to finish it.
That's a tough one.
Okay, 30 seconds, Mike, and see what happens.
Does Kenyon hold for the final shot?
And you got to.
Blease sees an
Oh,
opening.
nice move. Nice pass.
She gets the bounce pass off to Riley Doomer. Riley with her first basket, and Kenyon takes the 2-point lead.
23 is a nice player. She just, she's going to make things happen.
10 seconds.
6. You got to get a good shot.
Van Nett off the screen. Misses the three.
Oh, Rain.
Rain.
No foul, no nothing.
I
Wow.
didn't see any contact there, but Rain perhaps trying to throw it up with the clock expiring. Kenyon-Wanamingo up 37-35 on the strength of their free throw shooting, and the likes of Mara Quam and Savannah Blease.
Yeah, the ref with the crew cut here. He's an interesting fellow. No blood, no foul. Takes me back to the early 2000 era, you know, some of those refs. 3-man crew here, and he's letting them play on one end, but obviously on the other end, he's kind of a little real critical.
We'll have to see what kind of adjustments are made to accommodate for that. And we've seen in games before where officials may call it one way and then the second half it balances out. In most cases, the foul situation tends to do that.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some adjustments. You know, a couple kids with 2 fouls for Como. And I like what I see out of the scoring. You know, Van Nett, we anticipated some high numbers for her. Looks like she's got 15, 16 points somewhere in there. And then Rain got in foul trouble. She still have, I don't know, 8 to 10 points there. And then Jones doing her whatever she can. She's missed a ton of shots, but she's got about 8, 9 points. So that's a really good base to start with, but somebody else has to step up.
We'll find out who. We'll take a quick break while I go confirm points and fouls and other stats. You're watching the Pat Paterson Thanksgiving Tip-Off at Hamline University. And we're back at Hutton Arena, home of the Hamline University Pipers and the site of the annual Pat Paterson Thanksgiving Tip-Off. Mike Peden and Ahmil Jihad with you. We've got a close one between Kenyon-Wanamingo and Como Park. Kenyon-Wanamingo up 37-35. Among the leading scorers in the first half, Mara Quam had 15 points. Savannah Blease had 10. Those are your notables for the Knights. For the Cougars, Michaela Van Nett leads with 15. Elena Jones has 9. Rain Adams has 7. And as Ahmil alluded to, the foul tally going against Como Park in the first half. 5 players have 2 fouls. Alexis Gray-Lossing having to manage that situation. So Rain Adams, Autumn Tucker, Elena Jones, Ajere Jackson, and Michaela Watson all have 2 each. And we'll have another game coming your way with White Bear Lake and Eastview, a pair of 4A semifinalists from last year. And let's see if Como Park can get that inside penetration that you alluded to.
It just comes down to 1 or 2 things, minor adjustments. They're going to stay in that 2-3 zone, which is fine, but Como Park's got to be patient, Mike. And I think Autumn Tucker she's got to look to pressure the ball a little bit more, look for some steals, gamble a little bit, and try and get to the lane and kick out. Looks like some 1-2-2 action for Como Park.
And left alone for the three-pointer is Doomer, but she can't hit.
Now, she's got to sprint out with it. She just dribbled in a circle. She's got to go forward with that.
Van Nett, long 3, a little too long.
The early offense kills a lot of city teams that play against the zones. You just can't do that. You got to have the discipline.
And Van Nett, it's not surprising that she would take a 3. She came close to breaking Suzanne Guillory's season record last year. Jones will be hit with her 3rd personal foul.
Wow.
And that's going to be a problem for Alexis Gray-Lawson. And Kenyon-Wanamingo, who have been brilliant from the free throw line, adding to that total here. Tess Okenson makes both. And she's up to 5. Tucker to Adams. Off to Van Nett. The long skip to nobody. Autumn Tucker wasn't sure where that pass was going. And you touched on it. You play against a zone which requires you to be patient. And a team like Como likes to get up and down quickly, likes to put up a lot of possessions, forces them to think a little bit more. And here's a transition chance. Autumn Tucker goes to Jones. And one! Como Park making the most of that transition look. Alexis Gray-Lawson wants to see Elena Jones play a little more guard this season as she completes a three-point play and a needed play for the Cougars in terms of momentum. Elena played on the Charity Warriors program run by Patrick Adams. 3 on the way, doesn't fall for Megan Flum. Cementelli almost lost control of the rebound, does get it to Van Nett. Como. They'll go to Zementelli. And she misses the 15-footer.
So you got to close out here. And again, we're talking about things that are minute, but nobody's closing out. The kid shooting the ball is not even 5 feet. I mean, you got to close out. And Como Park has yet to do that tonight.
And Casey Doomer hits the corner 3. The Knights are up by 4. See, Como's looking for the 3.
There you go. Attack it a little bit. Good.
Draw the foul.
Whoa!
And that might be another reason why the foul situation went against Como in the first half. If you sit back and shoot perimeter shots, you don't get as many benefits.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good call. They're going to have to still attack the zone. There you go.
Jones goes up.
Go get the board.
Gets her own miss.
Tucker's got, Tucker. Tucker's just killing them. And then she doesn't get back on D. She just walks back.
Rain Adams swoops in from behind. Like we said,
nice.
You ask her to run into a wall, she'll go with how fast. Now Van Nett gets the steal, missing the three-pointer. So Como showing a little more aggressiveness here.
There you go. So you got to turn this thing into a track meet, Mike. If you let them get comfortable and walk the ball up and make those 22 passes, it's going to be a problem. We're going to be here all night, okay? But you got to turn this thing into a track meet. You're playing at home, essentially.
And with Van Nett creating the deflection, it stops Kenyon from a fast break chance as they get the ball back.
Exactly.
Jones. No foul called.
Wow.
Could have gone either way there, but
take the charge.
We'll play on.
Whoa.
And draining the long 2 is Mara Quam.
It's like a half a euro.
Alexis Gray-Lawson calls timeout. Kenyon with their largest lead of the game, 44-38. Mara Quam, we should add, is also a state long jump champion. And is in position to break the 2,000-point milestone. She had over 1,500 coming into this season. And she's off to a high-flying start in these first couple of games here at Hamline University. Kenyon-Wanamingo, a regular visitor to this Pat Paterson event. And they like it because it gives them a chance to play some non-conference schools outside of their class, which, as you know, those victories help in the seeding. And for Como, I know you're looking for Tucker to get things going. As we see a new player in for the Cougars. What else do you think they need to do? Because they were in front for the first half, and they've shown some signs.
Well, I think Coach Lawson Gray is doing something tremendous here. She's going with 0 and number 3, who I have not seen today. I really like 30. First half, she did some nice things. No, don't burn any fouls. But you got to try somebody else out there. If Tucker's not going to give you anything, you got to get her off the floor. There you go. I mean, just play with some aggression. I like 3's aggression. Looks like 0 is going to be a miniature Rain here. She's face guarding all over the place. That's a nice play.
And off the inbound play, Mara Kwam scores. The Knights lead by 8. Number 3 for the Cougars is Demaya Hill, a 5'3" freshman. And we don't have 0 listed. But Hill throws it away. And Kwam's got an open lane to the basket.
There you go.
Comes up short.
Just hustle a little bit. I can live with that, Mike. Just hustle. There was 2-3 opportunities, I think, when Tucker was on the floor. She threw it away and then looked like she was too excited about getting back. So sometimes bench is the best teacher.
Gives them a chance to survey things. And sometimes going to the bench gives you a perspective you normally don't get while you're playing.
Oh, that's good defense. I like 30. There you go, Tucker.
Number 30 is Linda Mitchell.
Man,
one of the freshmen.
Got good activity, good energy.
Listed at 6'1" and bringing some size that Gray Lawson is real excited about. She didn't have that last year.
There you go. Yep, see, just make it work a little bit. There you go. Now let's run. Let's run.
There's Tucker.
Gotta run.
There she
That's all
goes.
you gotta do. Attack it. That's all you. Oh.
Deflected by the Knights.
Just, play hard for me. That would be the common denominator. I mean, I don't care who's out there. You just got to play hard. And the fact that she tried to lead the break on that one that's a positive for me.
And we've seen Kenyon's depth during this game. Vanette faking the 3, backs off. Corner 3 is good for Autumn Tucker.
There we go.
That's her first field goal.
13 minutes and 12 seconds into the second half. The senior dials up a 3.
The last couple of years, she had split time between the JV and varsity. Kenyon-Wanamingo can't get a fast break look.
Got to get on the glass. Got to get on the glass.
Jones had a delayed reaction of sorts. Now for the Knights, getting to state could be a challenge because they're in Section 1 AA. 3 on the way. Bullseye for Juliana Boyum, number 24. So Juliana Boyum with their first field goal. But Kenyon-Wanamingo, they share the same section as the defending champions in 2A, Plainview Elgin Millville. The team expected to contend for a repeat. Linda Mitchell will go to the line. Let's see if she stays behind it this time.
Young kid, strong, got good size. She's going to be fine.
I was getting Mitchell mixed up for Watson for a minute.
Nice form, a little follow through there.
And you touched on some of the younger players coming in with so many new faces for the Cougars, Mitchell being one of them. Gray Lawson said this is going to be a trial and error phase of the season simply because we don't know, or they don't know everything about their unit yet.
It's a great pass.
And free throws coming for the Knights.
This is the part of the game, Mike, where sometimes it just doesn't show up on the stat sheet, that is. But when you go over a lot of film. You point the stuff out to your young players. You only had one person back on defense. The other 4 kids were not in a hurry to get back. And Kenyon-Wanamingo makes them pay, you know. So those are the things that you got to really expound upon moving forward.
The Knights go up by 9 after Quam makes both free throws. Van Nett drives, can't get the bounce. And one! Linda Mitchell comes up strong.
I like her. I'd leave her out there the rest of the game. I go with her and try and pressure a little bit.
She's bringing that assertiveness that we haven't necessarily seen out of some of the other post players. Rain Adams
comes up with an offensive rebound here.
Van Nett left alone. That would have been a big play for the Cougars.
Get back. Get back.
Como, it looked like they were going to try that pressure again.
Oh, got to cut that off. Whoa. Oh.
They had a chance there catching Blease off guard, but a double dribble.
See what
Megan
a little
Flom.
pressure does, Mike. I'm telling you. Just a little soft pressure. Close out on the ball. The hands up. Look for deflections. It changed the whole complexion.
You stressed all of those at Minneapolis South, right?
Absolutely. Day in and day out.
Jones for 3. That's short.
I don't like that shot. You got the smallest kid on the team fighting for a rebound, and the tallest kid on the kid shooting NBA threes.
With 11:39 left, only a 7-point game. You don't really need to
Here comes
force
the press.
any shots like that.
There you go, Tucker.
And that's going to force Brent Lurkin to call timeout.
Now, here's the inevitable question, Mike. Now, do you keep the pressure on, or do you switch your defense?
It seems that the pressure defense has flustered Kenyon for the last couple of possessions. The risk, of course, is that if you break it, as they did a couple of possessions ago with Mara Quam, you get a scoring opportunity. But I think Como's sensing that they got to show a little more energy to fight their way back.
Well, I'll tell you what. I do the same thing they did first half. Sit in the zone and send one kid forward. And I would send somebody
a
like
lead
Tucker
guard out there
and have her face guard. But it looks like they're going to keep the pressure on. I don't know if it's it looks like a diamond, maybe a 1-2-2 or a 1-2-1-1. But Mitchell can't get beat. So let's hope that they rehearse that. She knows what to do. Well, she just instructed for her to go back. So if somebody gets behind her, it's going to be a problem. Got a pinch trap here. Got to go trap. Oh. No, she let a kid get behind her. Lights out.
Juliana Boyum, the beneficiary. Tucker lines up, swish.
She's coming alive.
She's up to 5 points. But once again, Como letting Kenyon get behind them on this press of theirs, although they won't get a shot this time. And Jones forcing the jump, Como with the arrow. But 2 possessions in a row now where someone from Kenyon was able to get behind the pressure.
Again, the assertiveness. I like to see Jones step in there, rip that thing out of there, and she forced the jump ball. But you're down about 7 points here. You got to really force the issue.
Make it 4.
Tickle the twine. Van Nett.
Van Nett up to 18. And a foul is called on Kenyon-Wanamingo. Rain Jones was sent to the floor, so the Cougars will get another possession. And if Van Nett can find her groove, going back to that last basket, there's every reason to believe she could contend for Suzanne Gilbert's single-season mark of 3-pointers.
Oh, absolutely. But I think the key is sometimes, kids got to cut hard, coming out of that timeout. I don't see them exploding to a spot.
And Elena Jones drains the tray. It's a 1-point game. The score's not right. They got to fix that. It's 56-49. It should be 53-52. Vanette fakes the three, goes up. This would give Como the lead. She can't put it in, though.
Score is still off.
Now it's 54. There we go. It's correct now. Well, it's that opening weekend. Sometimes you don't remember which button does what. What does this button do?
Could have arthritis in the fingers there. Never know. Everybody's shooting threes tonight. Tucker wide open. Where's the Euro? Oh, you got to go at her. You got to go at her.
Well, long Karen goes right to Mitchell. She weaves to the hole and comes up short. I think she was looking for a foul, and that's going to be a push. Nope, they're going to call rain for the block.
She likes to gamble, but you know
that's
what?
Their fourth personal foul.
You live and you learn, tell you that much.
And she's had trouble staying out of foul trouble in her first couple of years.
Whatever she's eating, maybe Tucker should have a big scoop of that. That'll help the team. Wide open three. Nobody closes it out. Jones.
And the high Karen goes to Jones. That doesn't happen often. McCauley had her boxed out. Jones gets the rebound from behind. Gets the ball poked away. Como hangs on to it. Vanette for three. That's short.
Somebody's got to attack the bucket. Slow getting back again.
And Rain can't do much because of her 4 fouls.
Wow.
So Tess Hokinson with an easy fast break look.
Smart move. Go right at her.
No foul called. Vanette misses the three. I know Vanette likes the three-pointer, but as you alluded to, sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit. And Rain Adams still going high-risk, high-reward strategy here.
Well, somebody's got to do the work, and she's leaving her in there. I don't know if I would do that.
Now she's going
taking
out.
her out.
And Azure Jackson will take her place.
Somewhat foul-prone, but you got to reward the effort, though. Get in front. Oh! Nice move. Oh, 23 is a nice player. She's just taking her time, picking them apart.
She caught Vanette on the pump fake. Maddie McCauley was open down low. And another empty possession for the Cougars.
I have Tucker here for 4 turnovers by herself. She's got to be a little bit more conscious of where teammates are.
And when you have a collection of youth against a collection of experience, sometimes it shows up in the intangibles. As Como, they've been hanging around, but that's going to be a foul, and Kenyon's out of fouls to give now, as Hokinson is tagged for it. But you referenced the discipline earlier on Kenyon-Wanamingo's end, and that seems to show on more consecutive possessions than the Cougars. And that doesn't mean Como's not going to figure this out as the season moves along, but right now, I think they're still figuring out what their new identity looks like.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. Sometimes first of the year, sometimes February.
Elena Jones hits the runner.
But you would hope it would be sooner than later, though.
If you're Alexis Gray Lawson, especially with some of the opponents you've got coming up in your schedule. Kenyon extending their set. Kwam missing the three-pointer. And Jones forcing a jump ball. Kenyon-Wanamingo with the arrow this time. And Kwam takes a nearly broken play and turns it into a pair. She's up to 23. She has 50 points in the first 2 games of the year. And a steal from Blees. Guam goes for the mid-range J, swish.
Nice player.
And Kenyon-Wanamingo pushes the lead to 7.
Like I said, a lot of discipline for K-Dub. Going to stay in that 2-3.
And as that happens, they draw or commit the foul.
Right.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. They're just very sound all the way around. I mean, they're very comfortable with allowing Tucker to do what she does. So you got to give them their due diligence. I mean, they do what they do well.
And it's tough to see how they'll do, again, with Plainview, Elgin, Millville in their section. A long way to go, of course. And Tucker airballs the front end of a 1-on-1, and she's not happy about it.
She's got to focus more as a senior.
Played mostly JV the last couple of years, was a bench player on the varsity team.
Just asking Vanette and Jones to do so much. Oh my goodness. Now you got to run.
Vanette, she struggled, although she picks up her own rebound and cleans up her own mess there. But she has struggled on drives today. She does get up to 20, though, and it's a 5-point game. Tucker went for the steal, and Watson almost had it. .6:12 remaining, 5-point game. Deflected by Como. Como will be back in action on Tuesday when they host Minneapolis North, another primarily young team. But they have a strong coach in Crystal Flint. North down in Red Wing for a tip-off tournament down there. And then they will host Madison East next Saturday, bringing in a Wisconsin team. Quam for 3. That would have been a big dagger. And Watson eventually controls the rebound. Here comes Rain Adams. Goes up. That rims out. Swoops in for the steal. Jones. That's a jump. Como with the arrow. And once again, Como settling for the perimeter shot, having a tough time getting through that Kenyon zone.
There comes a time, Mike, where kids have to know that Vanette has to have that ball. She's got to have that ball. You know, I don't know if you want kids way out at the wing who's your best rebounder.
Tucker bounces in a rainbow 3. Not the most traditional form, but Como will take it. It's a 2-point margin. Quam inside, got it. They left the back door open. Tucker drawing the foul on McCauley.
I think it may go down to the wire here, Mike.
Every time Kenyon appears to throw the proverbial punch, Como has a counter.
Just can't seem to pull away completely.
Well, give credit to the ambitions of Como Park. Remember, they got to state last year.
You see what happens here, but I'm a firm believer in discipline and being an organized going down the stretch.
Tucker splits. And that will stay with Como. I thought it went off of Jones from here, but the officials determined Mara Quam touched it last. Now, Como does have one foul to give. Kenyon in the penalty. So any Kenyon foul puts Como to the line the rest of the way. Tucker for the tie. No, Rain Adams goes up and will shoot 2.
It's just unbelievable how she can knife in there and get those balls.
At 5'2", no less.
And I have her down for 6 boards. It's just unbelievable, the heart and courage.
And you were discussing discipline. That's something that Alexis Gray-Lawson would like to instill. And she senses that the transition will be easier this year now that Como's accustomed to having her on the bench after John Robinson was there for several years. Rain Adams splits, so it's a 2-point margin.
And here comes the press. So again, Rain comes out, and they're going to go with 3 here. I think that's Hill.
Yep, Demaya Hill. Well, with Rain at 4 fouls, that was almost a travel.
You got to close out. Oh,
Quam behind.
Tucker made the sin by coming out straight out. You got to fake. It's got to be a hard bluff. And then the rest of the kids got to sprint back.
Quam with 29 points. Demaya Hill missing the 3. Jones leaps up for the O board. Cannot draw the foul, though. And Quam's got a lane again, but puts on the brakes this time.
You got 2 kids getting back this time. Oh, don't commit that foul.
And that's the last to give for the Cougars.
There's no way she's going to shoot from the Hamline emblem. I don't know why kids like to do that. It's another huge mistake. Nobody's going to shoot from half court.
The only player I've seen in any level to even consider that is Jalen Suggs over at Minnehaha Academy. But you're only going to do that if you're absolutely confident in your shot. Quam misses. Jones with the rebound.
It's a nice board.
Oh, Tucker going up and in. Como attacks the lane and it pays off. And if they could do a little more of that, I think they have a chance here.
Now they got the lead here, so.
Quam missing the 3.
No silly fouls. Got to get some good. Watch out.
And Kenyon.
Watch out.
Kenyon forcing the steal. Van Nett was not aware of a defender coming in from behind.
Oh, they're going to go at Rain.
Quam misses the layup.
Oh, we got to push that. Oh, my God.
And Jones throws it right into Blease, who goes up, and she comes up short.
3 minutes. Watch out.
Van Nett steps into a 3. No.
Get out of there. You got to get out of there, Mike. You got to get out of there.
And that's a foul on Watson. I don't like that move on Van Nett's part, though, going up for the 3 right away in transition. I know that's a shot, but
the discipline of it, we've talked about it all game long. You know, team discipline, shot selection, knowing when to foul, when not to foul. The discipline of the whole game, you know.
And you send an astute free throw shooting team to the line for 2 more. Lisa's made good on most of them, if not all of them.
It's going to be tough, but sometimes you live and you learn, you know.
Well, and these are the things when you had Andrea Adams a year ago, you could get away with it a little bit more. She's not there, and Alexis Gray-Lawson will call timeout. Como had 3 remaining, with 2:59 left in regulation. 4-point game, so no one has won it yet, but as you said, the discipline not quite evident yet for the Cougars.
One thing I would interject is that I would just call a few more timeouts here and just kind of walk my team through it, knowing that it's early in the year, and just again expound on the fact that you got to be under control. Nobody can just kind of go out there and just do something that's away from the game plan.
And for Kenyon, how do you hold here? Because Como has hung around. So
well,
they can't
for Kenyon,
salt this one away
you want to
just
get
yet.
the ball into Quam's hands and just slow everything down. You don't want to play fast here the last 2 and some change here. Como's going to try and make things kind of, up and down, but, get the ball into 11's hands or either 23 and just see what we can get. But for Como, looks like they're content with just coming down with the one-pass offense. I don't know how far that's going to get you.
Especially if it leaves you stuck on the perimeter. As we've seen in a couple of occasions, when they get inside, they've had success.
It's a scary thing. It's almost like a crapshoot. And I'm not much of a gambler, so.
Neither am I.
So we'll just have to wait and see here. 2 and some change.
Vanette breaks through and scores. Almost on cue.
Cut off the sideline. Wow. Smallest kid on the floor, probably weighs about, about 89 pounds soaking wet.
Going up for it was Bleason. She comes up strong. Como can tie or take the lead here. Rain with 4 fouls, backs off. Vanette wants it, fires, and hits! 68-67. Como with a quick 5 points and a deflection from behind by Vanette. Once again, Como, spurts of greatness, but unable to be consistent so far.
See, this is where we go with our matchup zone, which looks just like a man.
2 minutes to go. 1 point game. The last basket unofficially gave Vanette 25 points.
Got to play smart, D.
Both teams had a fouls to give.
Got a rebound. Grab it. Oh, my God.
Autumn Tucker does, and she draws the foul.
She's down there dancing around with it. I would have grabbed that thing.
So as a player or a coach, you would just dive for it.
Oh, just grab it. You want to maintain possession,
instead of dancing, like you would just go down, just make sure you get the ball.
Well, a minute left in the game. You don't want to be trying to dribble around.
You don't want to be too
You've already
cute,
shot 2 air balls on the line.
You don't want to be too cute is what you're saying.
No, not at all. Easy on the mustard. 2-point game.
You prefer the Spurs approach then, don't you?
Well,
no, just not, they get the job done. They may not be the flashiest team, but
I want to get out of here with the win, so you got to secure it. I need that security, Mike. Watson's got 2 shooters back there. She's got to know how to play this. And they go right to her side.
Quam. That would have given Kenyon the lead, but Jones with the rebound.
Wow.
Vanette
She just whipped the ball.
recovers in time. Bounces over to Tucker. Goes up.
Oh,
no.
my God.
And the ball goes right underneath the legs of Vanette. Como gets back this time. 1 minute to go. A 2 to tie, a 3 for the lead.
Good D. Good D.
Quam off balance.
Just got to hold it. That was a horrible shot.
And
Hold
Como
the
with
ball.
double bonus. Rain will hold on to it.
You just got to know what you're doing here. Now, this is a situation where last year Andrea would just take over. See if Rain has learned anything from that. Good
She's
job,
only been
Rain.
her sister for about 16 years.
Good job.
And Alexis with 2 timeouts uses one of them here. And she burned up, or I should say her team burned up in the process, about 20 seconds of clock. So Como with 1 left. Kenyon has 4. 69-67. Kenyon with 10 fouls, so Como in the double bonus. So Kenyon, if you foul, it's an automatic 2 free throws, although they haven't been as accurate. Como with 7 fouls, so they could force a 1-1, although with the way Kenyon has been shooting free throws, I wouldn't want to take that chance at all. Another great game coming your way after this one with White Bear Lake and Eastview, the pair of 4A semifinalists. So Como down by 4. They've scored the last 6, getting an inside bucket from Tucker, who's up to 12 points. And then getting a big 3 from Van Nett, who refuses to give up from there. Now, Rain Adams, that's a danger spot. She gets out of it. You don't want to be trapped in the corner like that.
Can they hang on for 20 seconds?
Kenyon opting not to foul. 15 seconds. And now they have to foul.
It's a good foul. Down to 13, so pressure's on Como here. Gotta bang 2.
Need to seal it, but they did eat up a lot of time. About 35 seconds went off the clock. Although Kenyon does have 4 timeouts. Rain makes the first. Next one makes it a 2-possession game. Bounces out. So Kenyon can tie with a 3. Como.
Don't foul.
Deep 3, and it's off the mark. That's it.
Wow.
Como with great perimeter defense on the final possession. They come back from 4 points down late, and just like the game with Southwest to end last season, a come-from-behind win. Como goes to 1-1 with a 70-67 win over the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights. And how about Como's resilience? It looked like there were several occasions where they were going to wilt away, and they just kept fighting and come out with the win.
It's good energy. Both teams played hard. Again, you know, it's kind of funny. I alluded to that earlier. Just a little pressure closing out, make them speed up the pace. And they got a little erratic down the stretch. The last 3 minutes kind of hurt them with that pressure. Como Park, it really didn't even close out. They just kind of sped the game up a little bit. And I don't think K-Dub handled that pressure well. Just a little erratic down the stretch.
And that was something you touched on in the first half. Even if you're not closing out, just speed up the game because you have the athletes and the agility that Kenyon doesn't quite have. But a fun game between 2 teams we could see in the state tournament. Recapping the scoring unofficially, Mara Kwam with 29 points, so she's off to a great start in her first pair of games in her senior season. Savannah Blease with 12 points. Those are your notables. Como Park led by 25 from Michaela Van Nett, matching her total from yesterday. Elena Jones comes up with 17. And Autumn Tucker, who didn't score in the first half, comes up with 12 in the second. And even if she wasn't the most consistent, getting Tucker's 12 points really helped the Cougars sweat this one out. Rain Adams had 9. So that wraps up our first game. We have another one coming your way with White Bear Lake and Eastview. As we continue our coverage of the Pat Paterson Thanksgiving Tip-Off Tournament, Como Park goes to 1-1 with a 70-67 win over the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights. We'll be back in a few.